Make hay while the sun shines. Yes, that's right, folks. The Canadian Real Estate Association says its outlook would suggest that home sales will remain strong, resulting in a number of record sales, but it'll start to cool off in 2022. With the national average of homes price forecast to rise by 16.5%, just over 665,000 in 2021, Canadians are starting to wonder if we are in a bubble. Will this ever come down? Hey everyone, Jeff Weibel here, and clearly the pandemic has not scared off buyers. Many cities are seeing lots of bidding wars and are feeling like, we're kind of back in the 2017 territory when things were just absolutely crazy. The Real Estate Association says it expects nearly 702,000 properties trade hands through the Canadian MLS system this year compared to 551,000 in 2022. Just let that sink in a bit. Home sales are forecast to be around 614,000 units in 2022, which would cool it off a bit, but don't expect there to be any crash anytime soon for if you're a first-time home buyer. In the GTA, they always have a saying that says, drive until you can qualify. And this is not your parents' real estate anymore. You don't have to keep up with them. You don't have to buy a house or, just because you always saw your friends and family buying a home, don't feel like you need to copy them. I hear so many stories of people in the GTA, like the Toronto area, and they want to own real estate rather than rent. Honestly, my advice to you guys would be to continue to rent. Let me give you guys a little bit of an analogy of what you could do. Let's say you actually rent in New York City. Then you want to go and purchase property in New Jersey, or you want to own all of Ohio. So you don't need to purchase a home in these big Canadian cities because right now the rents just don't justify. So if you live in Toronto, it'd be better to purchase rental properties in Windsor or London, Ontario, or Kitchener, and then rent in downtown Toronto. This is how you'll stay ahead. The national average home prices is forecast to raise by 16%. It's going to be about 665,000 average pricing in 2021 and 679,000 average pricing in 2022. Even as house prices go up, rent in general stays the same. It's pretty closely tied to minimum wage. For example, you could probably rent a $5 million mansion just outside of Toronto for about $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Now that might seem like a lot, but in reality, it's a horrible investment for the actual person that owns the property. Rent should be closer to $50,000 for a property like that, but we know in most Canadian cities, nobody's paying $50,000 in rent. It's not like it's Los Angeles where people actually pay those prices. The Canadian Real Estate Association doesn't believe that these trends will dissipate anytime soon. Some other interesting ways that you could get into the market would to be actually purchase a home with somebody. And there was some news stories recently about someone actually doing that. So it'd be like two couples go on the mortgage application and they buy a home together. So if it's a 4-bedroom home, two couples live in one room, in the other room, and then you got the kids in the basement, something like that. But you might think that's crazy, but Canadians are looking for different ways right now to get into the housing market. So if you don't want to be blown out of the water in the Toronto areas, that might be something you look into. I don't know. Could you actually do that? I'd love to hear from you guys down below if that's something that you could actually do, but this is what some people are doing. Okay, a bit of a homework assignment for you guys right here. Go talk to any realtor that you know and ask them, how's the market? And they're gonna just probably respond with a couple sentences saying, it's crazy, it's nuts. And that's just what I always hear from real estate agents right now. So that's what you guys are up against if you're trying to purchase and get into the market. Your realtor will likely know how to win any property for you if you're trying to use them to purchase. But normally real estate agents are trying to save your money. So they don't want to get into these bidding wars and make you overpay. However, it's just the reality of the situation of bidding wars and multiple offers. It just happens all the time and time again. If you do want deals, speed will be your friend. You have to get in there quick, make your offer, make it as clean as possible, but just know you might be doing over asking and it might not always make financial sense for what you're doing. Another alternative to stay away from the bidding wars might be to look into new build homes, new construction. If you can get a condo that they're building or buy a lot where they're going to put your dream home on, you generally do not have to battle the public for that lot. You just got to get in there quickly and get it. You're not overbidding on that lot. Now on this channel, we have covered new build construction and what to look for when you are purchasing that. So if you want to go back, make sure you guys watch that video. One of the cool parts is if you purchase the lot, let's say today, it might not be built till another year goes by. And if you bought it on today's pricing, you get the keys next year. So as this market goes up, you could be gaining the equity that's showing up in the market. It's all yours unless the market goes down. Then you get the debt. So with that being said, unless there's a giant crash that's coming, a giant economic crash, which, maybe a giant pandemic, and a giant pandemic didn't even slow down the real estate market. So don't plan for any time soon that some other economic reason in 2022 is going to cause the entire housing market in Canada to start crashing. I just do not see it happening. It'll probably flatline somewhere in 2022, but that'll be the new norm and we'll go from there. So if you're trying to time the market, it's just not going to happen right now. The Canadian government gave everybody $2,000 to make sure that they're okay every, 2 weeks? They do not want to see everybody lose their house in 2022, so be prepared for more government bailouts if people can't afford their mortgages. But the market has just been on fire. Just continue to say it's crazy, but that's just the reality of the situation. We have to kind of adapt or overcome problems or profits. And if you want $10 of free stock when you deposit and trade $100, just check out the link in the description for Wealth Simple. It's a $0 commission trading app. And be sure to get over and follow me on Instagram at Jeff Weibel. I post there every single day. So thank you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.